My God, I was muted that whole time. Son of a... Thanks, 47ness. Ripperinos. Well, we're unmuted now. I assume you guys aren't sad you missed the player introductions. I didn't say anything else that was really worth saying, but we got ourselves a proxy 2 racks here. One drone's gonna fall already. Couple of drones on this marine. Oh, this is a nicely placed bunker though. Not a lot of surface area on that SCV, and this bunker actually looks like it's gonna get up. Solar is pulling back. He's getting out of queen. Getting out of queen on the low ground as well. Getting some Zerglings down here. First bunker is up. I don't know if this is in range of the hatchery though. So this bunker is going to be the important one. Hatchery taking a good amount of damage. There's no speed on the way. Solar's only mining 1 on gas. Ooh, queen taking some damage to start with. And it's so close to there being 3 bunkers up. I don't know if Solar can break this with just lings and queens anymore. He's going to have to pull the drones. Okay. This is the way. Getting a nice surround on this first bunker. As the bunker starts to burn down, Cure moves into the secondary bunkers. Solar is just going to tap out as he's already felt he's lost too much. And Cure takes a very quick game number 1, which I was muted for basically the entire first half of because it was a 3-minute game. Damn. Damn, Cure. I'm sure you gave your best effort all the same. Rifkin did not get in this lobby before we started the game. That was, damn. They did not wait. They didn't wait at all. Well, you know what? I'll send Rifkin all the replays. It may just be a quick 2-0 here, though. Solar seems maybe a little bit tilted after that game number 1. And now that we're unmuted, let's give our players some proper introductions as we go into Golden Wall. One of my favorite maps. Spawning on the left-hand side of Golden Wall. Playing for Triumphant Song Gaming. It is Solar. And his opponent sending out a couple of cheeky SCVs once again. For Dragon Phoenix Gaming, our Red Terran player, Cure. What I was saying in the last game, before I was so helpfully told that I was muted, was just that I think Triumphant Song Gaming and Dragon Phoenix Gaming are both really cool team names. Once again, it looks like Solar's gonna get a really nice scout off. A really nice scout off on this double proxy racks. God. How does that feel, man? You just died to one. You see it happening again. What do you even do here? He's mining out the backside. Do you continue doing this? I almost never see this strategy lose, man. Proxy 2 racks is so strong. Almost never see this lose in pro play. Whatever Solar wants to mine this out for, he's going to continue it. Maybe he's planning on canceling this hatchery, or at least just letting it die and he can take this base on the backside. Yeah, he's just gonna leave this here. And I'm guessing not even defend it. He's making a queen in the main base. Can use the larva from this for some lings and then just send them up a ramp. There's no way Cure can ever push up this ramp. So Solar perhaps just accepting the death of this hatchery and taking the one on the high ground. Or on the low ground, on the backside, rather. There's not really a good way for Cure to get back here, get behind this. And at this point, Cure has to know that that's the plan. No drones came out to try to stop any of these bunkers. The Lings are just moving up the ramp. Again, if this Queen sits near the top of this ramp with the Lings up here, there's just no way for the Marines. There's not enough Marines to actually move up the ramp. Broodlings saving those Lings. Nicely done. And we've got speed on the way. I mean, honestly, this is looking pretty alright for Solar. Now, Cure could try to mine through this. These are only 5 minerals each. He actually has some SCVs with this. He could technically mine through this and try to attack on the backside, but with speed about to finish, I really just don't think there's any way. So he's just going to hold this position as long as possible. Sadly, this larva... Oh! Solar saved it! Solar. So beautiful. So lovely. Now behind this, what do we have coming out of Cure? He's got a Cyclone on the way out. He's got a CC on the way up. He's floating one barracks home, and the other one is scouting to see, ah, yes, you did take this base. I see. That's kind of what he expected. Oh yeah, look at that. Who mined this? Is that Solar or Cure? Solar is using it though, not Cure. Solar is going for a surround here, it seems. These SCVs ready to repair, ready to make this as annoying to break as possible. Honestly, the positioning of these bunkers is annoying for Solar, but it's not really the end of the world just yet. Cure doesn't have a natural base down. He's got a CC in his main. Solar doesn't desperately need a third base right now. He can drone up a little more on 2 bases before it really becomes an issue. He is going to break this. He's going to trade some Lings for these units. Overall, resources lost is extremely close, and considering the mining here hasn't been really insane, Solar's a little bit ahead in that. I actually really like Solar's response to this game. He's got a Roach Warren coming up behind this. There's no lair. There is a Banshee on the way, so he might want to drop a couple Spore Crawlers if he's able to see that coming, but he's not going to see this. He's going to see a third CC coming up. But he has no idea there's Cloaked Banshees on the way. I actually really like this follow-up from Cure as well. It will punish any real heavy aggression, but we have double Evo Chamber coming up, so I don't think Solar is planning on going for big aggression. No, he's going to get his lair. I was a little worried he was just going to make a ton of slow roaches and attack this way, but not going to be the plan. These Lings were very close to seeing this Banshee, actually. This one is going to see the Banshee. So we could see a couple Spore Crawlers go down now. There they go. Well, there's about halfway done, so it's going to be a while before he has that mobile detection. Right, that Banshee is just sitting here, gets 5 kills on those Lings. Ooh, and Cure is going to take the gold base. The golden base. Now, there are some benefits as well as some detriments to Solar's base position here. If Cure doesn't mine this out, then Solar doesn't really have a good way to attack. You know, he can't position tanks like Solar or like Cure might be able to do to him in reverse positions. And honestly, because Solar hasn't taken this base, it becomes really tough to move certain units back and forth. Something like Queens. Oh, there's no detection here yet. Overseer. Oh, wait. No, I lied. There's an Overseer right there. This base might be forced to cancel, as the Queens aren't really going to be able to get up there too quickly. But yeah, something like Queens, if this base was here and one of these patches was mined out, we could see much better movement from Solar's units around this path. I'd almost prefer, especially since this base ends up getting canceled. Oh, and we do have a Spire on the way up for Solar. I'd almost prefer if he took the gold as his fourth. That obviously does put him a lot closer to Cure, and where Cure is rallying to with his gold base. Queens come up. Looks like these Banshees are not long for this world. Some creep being cleared. These units do have stim. I was going to say no medevacs yet, though. Got Ling, Bane, Muta coming out of Solar. Ling Bane should be plenty to clean up these Marines. The Muta's going to be able to go hit. They could hit this gold base. That's completely exposed. In fact, everything is completely exposed. Did Cure realize... Oh my god, he's got 1-1 on the way. Is he planning on just pushing and hoping that holds the Mutas back? Because it will not. I think there's enough Ling Bane here to hold on. And Solar's moving across with these Mutas. There's absolutely no defense. I don't think Cure noticed that Spire building. Maybe thought it was a Spore Crawler. It's a similar footprint. He's going to grab that tank. He's grabbing a bunch of SCVs. And then he's going to come home and have them help defend. That's what it looks like as these units start pushing onto creep. That's a lot of Mutas too. They can fight a small group of Marines without medevac support, and these medevacs are already so low. I think Solar is not going to have too much of an issue cleaning this up. He's got a lot of Ling Bane here. He's splitting, he's spreading, he's moving in. Bane's rolling forward, and that is an easy cleanup of this army from Cure. Cure trying to reinforce, but there's just nothing here. This tank siege is up late. Banes are off creep, so they don't really get much done. A little bit surprised Solar kept pushing there. But yeah, Solar cleaning up that main army, dealing some economic damage to Cure. And getting his fourth base up now, droning up. Getting up to that 70 plus worker count, and now the Mutas can come back around. Ooh, double turret's not quite ready here, so another SCV or two gonna go down. Turret needs a little repair. Only single turret in the main base too, so these Mutas could get in there. How many Mutas do we have right now? 15. That is enough to slam down a single missile turret. Ooh, he's not gonna go for it though. The mass repair could be a little scary. Stim Marine's gonna come up and be a little annoying. Cure just not able to really put any pressure on at the moment. 2-2 is about to finish for Solar, and Cure, he has +2 attack about halfway done, but must have forgotten the armor or didn't have money for it, as he's just now starting it way behind on upgrades. And Solar, with that 2-2, is gonna head across the map. Wants to put some pressure on. This is not a massive amount of Ling Bane, but look at what's here. It feels like there's nothing here. Solar, or Cure rather, has a bunch of units around the map. But Solar, he's getting his infestation pit up, going to be going into Hive so he can get that 3-3, get perhaps into Ultralisks. Or even a Greater Spire. And Solar is looking good in this game. Again, I would kind of love if either he mined a little more of this out to make the movement back and forth easier, or took this base. I think he absolutely can take this gold base and start mining out those minerals to make movement back and forth between the top and the bottom side of the wall much easier for himself. And guys, I think we're about to see the win rate of Proxy 2-Rags go way down here. That being said, Cure is taking a fourth base. He's gotten himself up to 70 SCVs. Because Solar never really utilized his upgrade advantage, Cure's 2-2 is going to finish before Solar can even begin 3-3 because his Hive isn't finished yet. But Solar, he has bases and bases and bases. He's got 87 drones. It looks like Cure is going to be passive in this one. Solar finally coming in to try to get something done. I'm not going to commit on it, though. He wants to build his bank up. Maybe get out some of those high-tech units. He is maxed, and Cure is nearly maxed. I expect a move out once Cure hits that 200 supply. He's got +2 armor coming up for his mech units. Drilling Claws on the way. Starting up his 3-3 now. Both players starting up 3-3 at almost identical times. Ooh, Adrenal Glands coming up for Solar as well. Can't forget that one, that's key. Adrenal Glands in the Ultra Cavern. And we're getting into late game. I wasn't expecting to get here, I'm going to be honest with you. When Cure had almost no army and it felt like Solar could just push through for the win there for a minute. But Cure with a nice looking defense here. Oh, the sensor tower, it was so close, but not quite. Not quite saved. This base isn't looking all that good. All right, never mind. Cure defends it. It's looking great. Good work, Cure. And you know what? Cure did not move out at max. He's dropping down command centers behind this. He's getting into his next set of tech units. He's got Liberators on the way. I expect to see some more production go down as well. And Solar's moving in. He wants to do a little trading here. Ooh, Thor gets saved, and honestly, not a great trade for Solar. Granted, he's mining a bit more at the moment. Let's take a look at the income. I completely lied to you. It's actually very close to even. Cure mining a little bit more gas at the moment. How is Solar not mining more minerals? He's got like 12 more drones. I guess mules are pretty good, huh? Yeah, big mule drop on the space up here is why Cure is keeping up in that mineral mining. We don't have an income graph on this one. We're not in game hard, unfortunately. And Solar seems to be happy to just spread his creep all over the map. Cure has not taken anything on this bottom side. Solar finally taking this gold base. I'd also love to see him send like one drone up here and just mine out every single mineral patch. Again, I feel like mining out these mineral patches is so important for the Zerg player. Cure getting a little bit cheeky with some of these units. Gonna have to stim and run home. Solar doesn't want to commit too hard. It's a lot of splash damage up here with these mines. The siege tank, there's even a couple of Liberators. Solar sees all of this with the little bioforce that he's created. I love this. Cure hasn't realized these Marines are fake because they're in a clump. Oh, Solar attacking on the top side. That is not a good attack, though. Losing Ultras. He does take out the command center. Not that Cure doesn't have a few extra, but they're all turned into orbitals, which means it won't be a planetary if he decides to land one of them over there. Oh, he's going to build a new one on location. But Solar is taking the entire rest of this map. And a lot of times when we've seen this, one player takes the top side, one player takes the bottom side. Solar said, no, fuck that. I'm going to take both sides. That's what I'm going to do. Both players are sitting at 3-3. We have +2 Flyer Carapace about to finish. +3 armor for mech units coming out of Cure. Interesting that he decided to go for +3 armor before getting any attack upgrades. I assume this is because he's mainly focused on Widow Mines and Thors. Also, the armor will help the Liberators. So it's not as tank focused. We've got some Lings coming into this gold base. They're going to kill the siege tank. Oh, rip siege tank. A lot of Lings were traded for that, but getting a siege tank is nice. I think he might have killed an SCV or two as well. Oh man, and now Solar is moving in with Ling, Bane, Hydra, Ultra. Bane's getting some good connections here. A lot of the mutas have gone down. As I say that, more mutas come in and join up for the fight. Snipes are going to be pretty good here against some of these mutas and the ultras. Resources lost is in Cure's favor, but does he have enough production? Does he have enough bank to spend that production? Look at Solar as he remakes Ling Bane. Couple of ultras coming out as well, it seems, or at least one ultra. But this is mainly Ling Bane coming out, and because he has so much of the map and so many hatcheries, he has a billion larvae, and he's coming in for round number 2. Some Widow Mines getting some shots off, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think there's enough splash damage here for Cure, or enough bio to actually hold on. All right, the Ling Bane not going to be great in this section of the map. Mutas are kind of hitting random stuff here. The Libs unsiege to take care of the mutas. In the meantime, Ling Bane Ultra gonna smash this gold base and push Cure back. Gold base was mostly mined out, but that isn't really what it is anymore. It's all about taking this position, and Solar is pushing Cure's position way, way back. Ultra getting taken out, but there's just not enough here for Cure. And Solar is going to take the victory in game number 2. A very long game. Cure's proxy rack's not able to do it, and Solar played that very, very patiently. It almost felt like he was playing it too patiently, but while he let Cure take some bases easily, he made him fight for others. And Cure really wasn't able to do anything on the other side of the map. I think the most surprising thing there is there were no Infestors, there were no Vipers, there was no Spellcasters. It was Ling Bane Muta with a few Ultras mixed in. And, well, we're going into game number 3 on Eternal Empire. And we'll see if the strategy that has a very high win rate continues that. So far, Proxy 2 Rax is 1-1 in this game. And I gotta say, I love the defense out of Solar. If you get Proxy 2 Raxed on Golden Wall, there you go. You just found your defense. You just go take the back base. And I love taking that back. The other benefit of that is Cure doesn't then have the ability to do an awkward tank push on that map. Which we've seen before, where you get the tanks behind those mineral patches. You can't do that anymore. So I think that ends up working out doubly well for Solar. But we're going into game number 3 on Eternal Empire. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner. Our blue Zerg player for Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar. And his opponent not sending out any SCVs. In the upper right-hand corner, the red Terran player for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Crank missed game number 1, which was the very fast 3-minute and 18-second Proxy Rax game, where Solar just tapped out once his Ling Queen drone attack didn't work. But, yeah, things looking very standard this game. Very standard this game. I think Cure has a better shot in a standard game that goes long. Like, it felt like that game was even. But I think the big difference in that last game was Cure felt like he couldn't put any pressure on because he was behind in the earlier stages of the game. Like, once the bunkers were cleaned up and stuff, Cure was, he wasn't able to put any pressure on. It was actually that first attack when he moved across with the Marine tank and got cleaned up after the mutas hit him. Cure was behind, make no mistake. and he couldn't really put much pressure on after that. He was kind of trying to clear some creep, but it really felt like he had no map presence. And that led into a later game where Solar had a magnificent creep spread. He hadn't been forced to use nearly any of his money that he was mining. So he had a massive bank, and he just traded. He just traded with Cure's army really nicely, remade an army, and then killed Cure. That's what Zergs want to do, especially a Zerg like Solar. That's his ideal way of playing. Now the Reaper's gonna come into being annoying, has 0 kills. This is what we see. This is high level TVZ right here. 2 red drones, a couple yellow Zerglings rather. Third base is up, so the Reaper hasn't been able to block that. Back at home, Cure getting his CC up, swapping the factory onto the reactor. I would say there's nothing notable about this game yet. This is about as standard of a Terran versus Zerg as you can get. Yep, we got Hellions. It looks like he's going to swap that starport over to the tech lab. We'll see if it's going to be Banshees or if he wants to go into BCs. Cure is not afraid of BCs, but we're not seeing a fusion core go down just yet, so it is going to be cloaked Banshees. These have regained some popularity recently. For a while it was BCs and only BCs, but Cloaked Banshees have come back into fashion. It's a little bit lighter on the investment side of things. I don't know though. I don't know if I like it any better. Got that Castor Park announcer, I love it. So Solar sees the starport but doesn't see the tech lab. He sees the positioning of the starport though, and honestly, this positioning can say so much. Like if you see this, just based on where it is, it almost feels like you know it has a tech lab on it. Cure moving around, sharking around with these Hellions. Might be able to clean some creep up if he uses a scan. Decides not to. Is he diving in though? Ooh, I don't know if I like a dive in here. Yeah, he decides to pull back. Gonna lose the Reaper, loses one of the Hellions, trades for some Lings, and gets out of there. I really like that decision to pull back. Anytime I see a Terran dive in with their first group of like 6 Hellions, it doesn't work well. They end up, even if they get like 8 drones, it feels like that was the wrong decision. He's gonna come back in, try to get a few more Lings. Is he going in fully now? Oh my god, Solar's lining up. We don't have Game Hard on, we don't see how many drones are going down, but I'm gonna be honest, it was not that many. And that's what I get worried about. Yeah, 8 drones in total have gone down this game. And if we take a look at resources lost, it's slightly in Terran's favor, but the real issue for me is he has no map control now. There's nothing to stop these Lings from moving out on the map. There's nothing to push creep back. We do have double Banshee coming in, and there's no Spore Crawlers. I guess Solar did not realize that it was double Banshee. Oh, I lied. Never mind. There's a Spore Crawler literally right there. Queen still goes down. And a few drones will fall. So now the drones are starting to add up. I didn't like the Hellion dive in before, but considering the Banshees are actually getting some good work done here, it's looking like it was a good decision. Solar is still up on the worker count, and he's still just droning up behind it. Not making any drones at the moment, though. There we go. Yeah, again, no game heart, so we're... This queen was attacking this gas geyser. Queens are pushing away the Banshees, excuse me. And this is why I don't like the Banshees. This is why I'd almost prefer a BC. 2 Banshees plus Cloak. I don't know what the cost ratio is to getting 1 BC out. They definitely killed more drones than a single BC would, but a single BC could also have teleported home, gotten repaired up, and then been really nice defensively, or cleaned up creep later on. And now there's the Banshees can't do that. You know, the Banshees, they got their drone kills and then they died. And that's about it. The Marines clearing up some nice creep though. What do we have here out of Solar? Not a lot in terms of the Ling Bane. Should be enough if Cure actually wants to take a fight. But Cure could kite back for years since Bane speed isn't done. Cure is actually moving across the map with some more Marines and tanks. Looks like a Ling counterattack here at a Solar, but that doesn't leave him with enough at home to defend this attack, which he saw moving across the map. That's why he's going for the big counter. Oh man, and he's pulling Cure home. I think Cure should have pushed forward. Ling's starting to get into the third base. How many SCVs are going down? Oh man, they're fighting. It's gonna be a lot. 18, and all that damage those Hellions and Banshees did is basically just negated by these Lings coming in and killing 18 SCVs, Cure down to 48 workers. He cleans that up, but the biggest thing here is now Solar has a bunch more Banelings done at home. Bane speed is finished. Ooh, there's tanks here though, but the Lings come in for the surround on the backside. Actually, beautiful target fire on those Banelings, and there's very few Banes left here for Solar. These Marines are all very hurt though. One nice Bane connection. Oh, I think he needs to lift up. I think you gotta lift in those medevacs, buddy. No, Cure's sticking around. I don't know, man. More Banes have been morphed. Medevacs are healing up the Marines. Cure's actually reinforcing. He's on pure Marine. There's not a single bit of splash damage. He's just trusting. He's trusting his splits here, and Solar going for another big Ling counterattack, but this time the wall was closed. So it's going to be a big Ling flank. This is a ton of Marines. The pre-split goes down. Is it going to be enough? There's not a ton of Banelings here. A few more will morph. The hatchery actually goes down, so Cure finding some really nice damage. Just doesn't feel like there's enough Banes, or enough Marines rather. He lifts up like 5 Marines in those medevacs. Hatchery goes back down. If you take a look at the units lost, 54 Marines went down just then. Resources lost, definitely still in Cure's favor. But yeah, and actually he's remade a lot of those workers, 62 to 68 workers. It's 3 base to 3. Solar is taking bases 4 and 5 at the same time. But actually, it feels like this pressure from Cure is doing quite well. I was a little bit worried for him, but it feels like Solar just doesn't have enough to keep up with this just yet. Oh, these... I don't know what these Banes are doing up here. But they get caught and killed by this group of Marines. Solar does have enough to push away on each side. He's going into Hive now. This is just Ling Bane straight into Hive. Cure just wants to clear as much creep as possible. I mean, honestly, if we take a look at this game versus last game, this is what Cure could not do in that last game because of how the early game went. And Solar's creep got super out of control last game, but this game, Cure's creep control has actually been incredible. Solar's creep is just barely past his bases. Look at this. It's like 3 tumors long over here. That's nothing. This base, there's just not enough here to defend, and Solar's going to let it go. These are really tough bases to hold for either player at any point in the game. So not too surprised by that. It almost feels like that base was a distraction so that Solar could get this base up too. And he's going to take his real 5th down here with the Rich Vespian Geyser. But at the same time, Cure is going to be taking this 4th base. The Overlord was pooping just slightly too far to the left. Didn't delay that base going down at all. Well, there you go. A nice cleanup there from Solar. There's still a bunch of Marines left in these medevacs. Solar has to be careful. The medevacs are basically out of energy though, so any more stimming or Bane hits are going to be pretty brutal. Solar trying to respread creep up here. Cure trying to make sure that does not happen. still don't have anything that shoots up. In fact, we're not even making anything that shoots up. Solar is going into chitinous plating and ultras. He's got his adrenal glands on the way to help those lings out. And he's just trying to clean this up with Ling Bane. He's ready for the attack in the main, but he doesn't have anything down at the third base. Not a lot of Marines left in these medevacs, so it's not the scariest drop in the world anymore. Especially as Cure is just letting the medevacs die. Down they go. Looks like this queen will fall as penance. Cure is pushed away from this upper side position, though. There's still no creep up there. Cure has, again, been very good at clearing creep. Solar is struggling to get his creep out anywhere. And he's going to take this base as his 6th. Cure is very close to taking this one. There it goes. And honestly, look at the worker count, 80 to 79. This game is not like last game. Solar is not way up in the income. I really wish we had the income graph. I want to look at it. But Cure, oh my god, killing all those fresh tumors. He's going to kill these ones too. His creep clearing is magnificent. He drops in the back and takes out 3-3. Oh my god. I didn't even see what building that was, but it is canceled. And this massive triple drop from Cure doing so much damage. He wasn't looking though and loses about half of it to Banes. This side is still here, but it's not a very big force. Big links around could push that away. We have some Vipers out. Oh, killing that 3-3 was so brutal though. Evo chambers are coming back up, at least, yeah, there's 2 of them. Solar needs to start that 3-3 once again because this bio is already on 3-3. Bio's being pushed back pretty hard here. Oh my god, this Widow Mine though. 22 kills. It goes down, but it got its job done, and actually Solar has to run away from this fight. Cure's gonna drop in the back of this mineral line again, and there's still no defense here. Because this creep has been completely cleared up, Solar has nothing to tell him. Drops are coming over here. Oh my god, the hatchery is going down. He tried to transfuse it, but the natural hatchery is dead. And now this 6 base is under assault. It's gonna go down as well. Solar is just gonna tap out. He's down 50 supply, and Cure just completely out multitasks him. Constantly keeping that creep back, keeping his base count down, and Cure playing the game he wanted to play and looking really, really good in that TVZ versus Solar.